Hey, buddy.
Mr. Peter, what's going on? What is it? Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, happy Tuesday, buddy. Happy
Yeah,
Tuesday. Yeah,
yeah.
lots of things going on. So let's start with vitamin G today.
Vitamin G. What's vitamin G again?
Ah, gratitude. Vitamin
There we go.
gratitude. Oh, yeah, I
Well,
forgot. I can't say vitamin because you don't understand it. Vitamin G.
he's learning English. This is good. All right, you go first today. I typically go
Wait,
first.
I am grateful that I got to go out and play some golf today, which is really cool. Glad to be back out there doing lots of walking. And then also that I got to send the passports off. So
One
hopefully
step closer.
one step closer to being there, living there, creating this amazing thing that we've got going on, which is Healthy
Yeah.
Mindset Rebels and the program that we've got. Yeah. What about you?
What am I grateful for today? I had a call an hour ago or so with a client, and we had one of those really deep, heartfelt conversations.
Mhm.
She had a loved one that transitioned and passed away, and her and I just were able to hold space and had some great talks. It's the
Nice.
reason I do what I do. Yep. Yep. That's mine.
Nice.
That's mine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, what are we going to talk about today?
We're talking about awareness. We're talking about this for me, and I'm really excited about talking about awareness because I believe, the way I describe awareness is it's a muscle. And if you work it, it becomes stronger and stronger. And
Agreed.
me personally, I believe, my opinion, I believe that it's the most important muscle in the body, metaphorically speaking, with the muscles. It's the most important one. Because if let's start with awareness as being present to what we're doing right at that moment, right? So we have the past,
Yeah.
we have the present moment, and we have the future, right?
Yeah.
And if we look at that, everything is only in the present moment. The past we can't go touch. We can't rewind the tapes and live that. We can in our minds. But we can't do it unless we're present. We go and we take ourselves back into the past and we go to the future. So one of the things that I learned years ago is and take this as it is, think about your life. If you're in the past, you are, or let me rephrase that again. If you ever feel sad, or maybe depressed, right? It's because your mind is in the past.
Yes, agreed.
Okay. So the future, what it holds is if you're ever feeling anxious or nervous, you're typically in the future. So where we want to live is in peace and in love. It's right here.
Love. I know you said that, by the way. Love. Carry on. Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So that's where I wanted to start the conversation.
And I love it. I had to write something down before I forget it, sorry. Do you think that some people find awareness easier than others? Some people just, I agree with you that it's a muscle that once we've been opened up to it, then it becomes more understanding or, oh, okay, now I'm going to focus more on this because I want my awareness to become bigger. And the question I ask you is, do you believe that some people have got it easier or have it more than other people and just don't know about it?
I'm going to say yes to that. I don't have anything to back it up with, but we're all different. We all have different ways in how we deal with life. Some people live in the past all the time. Some people are living in the future all the time. And we do have people that live in the present moment as much as possible. Let's define this a little bit more. So let's think about becoming aware of something, right? So becoming aware, and we talk about present moment, that's one thing. But let's think about the brain and how it works. There's the right and left hemisphere. There's the imagination. There's the creativity. And then there's the logistics and all that type of stuff. But then if we go from front to back, we got the subconscious mind in the back, the unconscious mind, subconscious mind. We got the conscious mind, right? And so what does the unconscious mind do? It more or less runs the show behind the scenes where we don't have to think about nothing. It beats our heart. Okay. It does all these beautiful things. It makes our fingernails grow, makes our hair grow. If we had to think stuff subconscious mind, we go crazy, right? But the way the brain works is that subconscious mind, and let's go a little bit deeper into the weeds. So when you're born, when you come out of mom, we tell you that you're the age 0, and then you're 1 day old, 2 days old, and then you progress until you get to be about 6 or 7 years old. So you're a half a decade old. What the brain is doing at that moment is not the same as what adult brains do. So between the age of 0 and I'm going to say 7 on this conversation, is all it can do is bring things in. It can't logically think and put stuff back out. It's just taking stuff in. And then beautifully, God flips the switch about 7 and takes everything that you've learned. And so all the things that you've learned from your influencers, and I'm going to use parents, teachers, preachers, older siblings, those types of things. What they are doing, they're giving you all of their rules, values, beliefs, reason, giving you all these things, right? That's what you're living around. That's your world at that time. So when that switch gets flipped, it's like all the software gets downloaded into your brain, and it's all the software that you've received from your influencers. So all of a sudden, you wake up one day, and all of a sudden now you can have output come through you. This is where memories start happening. Remember, think of the last, you really go back, you start your memories of who you remember, not just stories that your parents told you when you were 2 or 3, but when you were like 6, you start to have memories, starting to go to school, you remember who was in your class, you start getting structured, right? And so that software comes in. The software is software that you got from your influencers. Now, your world is their beliefs, their rules, their values. And most people will live their whole lives living by those unless they ever become present and conscious and wake up to them. And so as your life, then let me just finish and we'll get going. So once 7 hits, and then we just keep going on to 17, 27, 37, and we keep going into those. If we don't question it, 92% of what we do every single day is done by the subconscious mind. It will rewind the tapes and the subconscious mind is all about survival. That's all that brain has been around for tens of thousands of years. It's the same brain that our ancestors that lived in the caves, that went out looking for food and gathering nuts and stuff. What they were doing is they didn't wake up in the morning and go outside and go, beautiful sunshine, beautiful day. They did is they went out. Their whole brain was thinking with their ears and eyes and all their senses is they're listening for a twig to break to see if somebody in the jungle or somebody in the woods is an animal that's going to attack it. It always had to be ready. That's why we're always in that kind of fight, flight, or freeze mode. We can get into parasympathetic and get into rest and digest, but we get to work on that. In these days. So just to end this up is with awareness. Once you become aware of your awareness, that's funny to talk about, but once you become aware of your awareness, only happens in your conscious mind. Doesn't happen to subconscious. So you have to tell the subconscious mind, no, I'm in charge at this moment. That's when awareness really happens. And now you get to make a different choice. You can make a conscious choice. So these are like one of our mentors, Tony, talks about his favorite quotes that I love of his. It says, it's in the moments of a decision that your destiny is shaped.
Yeah,
and
I love that saying.
Look at that quote and I go, okay, if it's in the moments of a decision, my destiny is shaped, I have to be conscious. I have to be aware of making that choice. So that kind of gives you a rundown of how the brain works.
I agree with you. I agree with you entirely. It was funny because you mentioned wake up. And I think you talked about from 0 to 7, being a program, preachers, teachers, parents, then onwards till 17, 20 odd, so on and so on. And I think when you said wake up, it made me think a lot of people get a wake up call from maybe the wrong thing in life sometimes, maybe a lot of pain.
Some of those.
Say again?
What would be some of those wake-up calls?
Oh, just maybe a relationship collapsing, or maybe somebody in their family passing away, or maybe them losing the job, or maybe them becoming a drug addict, alcoholic, or something like that. And then
Maybe a heart attack.
maybe an heart attack. Yeah, there's another
Yep.
one.
Yep.
Maybe, yeah, lots breakdown, nervous breakdown, if you want to call it, or just a mental breakdown, whichever one you want to call it. Like these are all the wake up calls. And I think, no, I don't think, I know that the reason that kind of popped up in front of me is that's when you start understanding that you're in control of your mind. And I think that's one of the big things that Tony teaches and talks about a lot, is that we are in control of what our thoughts. We are in control of what we do. There has been a program, and then when you become aware of it and you wake up, you can then start to change it. And while you was talking, I just Googled something as well. We actually have between 6,000 and 70,000 thoughts a day, like subconsciously or consciously. And like, you think that's absolutely crazy with the amount of, we don't even know how many thoughts we're actually having, because we're so used to, or some people are so used to doing the same thing over and over again. And then it becomes, and that may not be the right thing. It may be it may be a good thing, or it may be a bad thing, if that makes sense. And I think the awareness is a great tool to be in control of. And one of the big, again, something from our mentor Tony, and this came from Jim Rohn, his mentor, which is be the gatekeeper of your mind. I absolutely love that saying. Be the gatekeeper of your mind.
Yep. And if you even want to go deeper, if you really want to go deeper with that, they're not our thoughts.
No, that's
they're
true.
really not our thoughts. No. And that's the thing. It's one of those things where, hey, if you think about pattern recognition, and that's, you know what, I'm gonna write that down. We're gonna do
that's another podcast.
Pattern recognition. We'll do that. When you can become aware of pattern recognition, then here's what happens. And everybody tests this. You have a thought.
Yeah.
That thought leads to another thought. That leads to another. Maybe leads to a story. Maybe leads to something in your past. And if we spiral down from those thoughts, we can get sad, depression. Yeah. We can get anxious, future. But it was from that one thought that started to spiral. Or we can do the opposite. We can have a thought that spirals up. Now, happiness, fulfillment, all these beautiful things. And we spiral up or spiral down because of the unconscious mind. And we can stop that spiraling anytime. But guess what we have to do to stop it? We have to become aware.
Yeah, exactly.
And once we're aware of that moment, going, hey, wait a minute, it's going in the wrong direction. I don't like this. Then you can stop it. And we've learned you can stop it by physically moving your body.
Yeah.
Focus on something else. Have different language.
Yeah. And again, it's the same as what we did with the podcast. Recently, we talked about language on a podcast prior to this one. And that's the whole concept of it. When you catch yourself, the awareness of the words that we are speaking. And that's one of the biggest tools that I use that stops me from going into that downward spiral. As soon as I feel it. And it's not about being perfect. But I hold my hands up. I don't know about you. I can't talk for you. I know that.
You try.
It still comes out now and then. We get the language wrong, and then the awareness kicks in, picks it up. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Let me reword that.
We've been in groups with mine and the groups that we're together in. Right? If I'm leading them and I'm coaching, my ears are listening for different words. And we talked about that, like we were talking about in another episode, with words and language and questions. One of the words that I hear quite often is the word try. Yeah. Now, I like to scratch the record. That means scratching the brain so it doesn't go back to there.
Yeah.
And when somebody learns that's a word that I'm going to have them rephrase, because let's go back and let's talk Yoda for a second. Yeah. From Yoda says, there is do or do not, there is no try.
Yeah, agreed.
And when we think about that, and I hear that word, I hear somebody say it, What I typically will do, because I'm on a Zoom call, I'll be like, hey, our computer internet just kind of locked up a little bit. I thought I heard you say the word try, but I know you didn't. And they're like,
Yeah.
they'll smile, and I scratch the record and look like, I'm going to do this. I'm like, okay, good. Now,
Yeah.
here's what I'm so proud of and so blessed. I have worked with people. That's how it starts out. And then I listen, and they will say the word try. And I don't say anything. They're like, oh, wait a minute. I mean, I'm going to do it. That's because they became aware of the word they were saying and they changed it on their own. And to me, that is I'm going to say, that's my style of coaching. I want to teach you how to fish. I don't want to feed you. I want you to be able to feed yourself. And by you learning that, scratching your own record or becoming aware of the words coming out of your mouth, now you can change it. You change those words, you change your life. Absolutely.
Yeah, great. And that's what we do, right? That's what we do. That's what we do with Healthy Mindset Rebels or Healthy Once and for All or the Wake Up Call program that we're just designing now, which is going to be a new one that we're doing. We're not teaching someone to be on this diet, and I'm not going to go down the route, but what we're doing is we're teaching them to be aware of what's going on in their life based around food, the relationship with their body and mind. So it's the same thing. We're teaching, same as what you do when you still coach me, and then when I was still your client right at the beginning before we built this friendship. That's massively what you were teaching me, everything. I'm going to let you say it. When you told me and spoke to me about if you was to boil everything down, everybody like Tony Robbins,
you heard
Graciose, all them.
Yeah,
I want you to tell everybody that.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this. So if you think of the personal growth, personal development world, and I go to the extremes of Tony and Dean, and then I go over here to like Wayne Dyer, spiritual and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're all in the personal development world. And you take all of their teachings and you put them into a big melting pot, and then you start to stir them up and you melt them all together and you get stuff to go to the bottom. And if you let it set, there's two words that come to the top of each of these teachings, everybody's. It's self-awareness. It's becoming aware of yourself and having the presence in that moment to make a conscious choice or a different choice if you choose to. Because if you don't consciously choose a different choice, your life doesn't change. It stays. You can imagine all you want that I want my life to change. I want more money in the bank. I want to be healthier. I want to release weight. I want to do all those things. Wishing is just not going to get you there. You have to become aware. And from awareness, now you can make a different choice. You make a new choice. And then, as we say, progression is perfection. So if you can progress just a little bit more every single day, like 2 millimeters each day, can you imagine starting at this point here and you do something 2 millimeters different every single day, and you do it week after week, month after month? A year from now, you're not even close to the same direction in life that you were at. That's where baby steps come in. That's what we teach. And you're right. The whole program is based around awareness. We have different exercises you do every single day, every single week that brings the awareness to the top of the pile.
And that's why it's called the wake up call. It's just dawned on me. It's just dawned on me. Huh? The new one. It's just dawned on me when I'm like, oh, wow. So,
Okay. So that was a great awareness. Yep. So let's do what I would do in a class. Put your right hand up in the air as high as it goes. Okay. Put it across you.
Oh, we're going across today.
Pat yourself on the back. There you go.
That's what we call a win. And we'll talk about wins as well on another podcast. Yeah, that's what I love. Yeah. And actually, that's a great point. So as an awareness point, if the viewers or the people, the listeners out there right now have not subscribed to our page or followed us, then please do so right now. We'd really appreciate it if you can just go and either hit the subscribe button or just go and follow us. That'd be absolutely awesome.
Yeah. And just and if and when you do, we thank you very much for doing that. We really appreciate it. Our mission here is to help people get healthy once and for all. And the whole thing is it's for generations to come. So we have a saying that says, remember, today's choices create tomorrow's experiences for generations to come. You who are listening right now that are parents, I'm going to challenge you a little bit. You need to start taking responsibility for your health, and you have to take responsibility for your kids' health. You have to find out what you're putting in your mouth. You have to educate yourself on like the foods that are going into your mouth, what's in those foods, and going from there. Because the greatest thing you could give your kids is creating a healthy lifestyle around food in your body. So when they move on and go on their way, and they go into their lives, they'll just continue to do what you do, because they're going to. They're going to. And so I just want to thank you guys for listening to this, because this is the reason that we created this. I'm so passionate about this because it is something that it makes me get up in the morning. It makes me jump out of bed in the morning going, if I can do this, because I've helped people lose 100 pounds. And I'm going to say release 100 pounds, because they're never going to get it back. So you'll hear us talk about the word release. So this is the language. This is awareness.
Yeah.
Peter, I know you've heard this before. Let's just play a role model here. Peter, if you're at your house and you need to leave the house and you're in a hurry and you lose your keys, what do you want to do?
Find them.
You want to find them, right? So if you want to lose weight, do you want to find that weight and put it back on?
Nope.
No. So you want to release the weight once and for all. Yeah. So just using that language around it is like a godsend. That's awareness. Those are the little things that hopefully while you guys are watching this crazy podcast, it has to do with awareness. Awareness is nothing other than being present in the moment, watching what's going on. And you're going to start hearing. What's funny is you listen to this podcast, you're going to listen and you're going to hear people 25 times that day or today or tomorrow after that. You're going to hear people say the word try.
Yeah. That is a challenge.
And don't go and try to change it. Just say, hey, if you want to learn something about language, about words, about awareness, jump on the podcast and watch this too.
That's a great challenge. Let's set a challenge right now for people out there for awareness, because I love the conversation. By the way, just again, because it is all about awareness. People that have watched this or listening to this, if you did not notice how passionate my best friend is about what we do, then we need to start working on your awareness, because your passion went up, your energy went up, everything went through the roof about how passionate you are about what's going on and what we're doing. Yeah. And the challenge is this. The challenge is to go out there and listen to people's language. And if you haven't watched the other podcast or listened to the other podcast on language, please go and listen to that. We appreciate that. And just go out there and start listening to people's language, and then be aware of what they're saying when they're using the word try. And that's the challenge I'm going to put out there for people.
Yeah, just that word. Just that word,
nothing else.
Yep.
I've got a whole list of stuff. But yeah, it's been again an amazing conversation. I really love it. I love it when you get excited and you get passionate about stuff, and I love it when you really put it out there with the energy about how we're going to change people's lives in the future massively. And I hope this podcast is doing that straight away for some people.
And I'm just going to share, we already are. We're just going to continue to do it.
Yeah.
We already are. We have people that are in the program. We had people that have been in the program. We have people that will be in the program, and we already are. We just want to get it out to as many people as we possibly can. That's why I love this time of our lives. We have the technology to be able to do that. And our mission is to get it out there to as many people as possible in any avenue that we can. Cool.
Thank you very much for pulling me up on my language as well, though. I like it. Your awareness was great.
Thanks. Thanks. All right. That's a wrap.
Perfect.
Are we done for the day?
That's a wrap. So you know how to close it out, buddy.
Yeah. We appreciate every single person being here. Your time is very precious to yourself and to us. And we're thank you that you spent a few minutes with us. We just want to let you know we are your wake-up call to get healthy once and for all. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
See you next week. Bye-bye.